The Dershow.
Do you think these 20,000 emails are the brunt of it?
No, there's much more to come. Much more to come. The emails are strange. First of all, some of these emails involve lawyer-client privileged conversations. One of the emails I read just yesterday involved the late Roy Black, who was one of the great lawyers in America, having legal exchanges with Jeffrey Epstein. That kind of material absolutely should not be disclosed unless there's the permission of the lawyer, the client, or the client's estate. But there's a great deal more. I think there are more emails, number one. The emails start at a certain point. I know I had emails with Jeffrey Epstein back in 2005, 2006, when I was representing him. And I know there'd probably be plenty of other emails. Most important are what's being sealed by the judges. There are 3 federal judges in New York that have sealed massive amounts of material, depositions of very, very prominent people. And those depositions should be revealed. One of them is a deposition by me. One of them is a deposition by other people. And I'm perfectly happy. I said from day one, I claim no interest in privacy. I want everything out there because I'm innocent. People who are guilty obviously don't want to see the information revealed, but they have no right to withhold it.
And if there is a full release of all the information, as much transparency as can be had, what do you expect the story will become?
Less interesting, I think, because I don't think Donald Trump was involved in anything illegal or improper. The same is true of Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton. I don't think we're going to see any big names. After the lawyers for Virginia Giuffre investigated the case, Brad Edwards and David Boies both said that Trump was not involved. And Brad Edwards said nobody whose name is prominent or is prominent in politics is involved. So we may be very disappointed when all the information comes out. But the public has the right to all that information. And so do falsely accused people have the right to all the information coming out, including information that raises questions about the credibility of accusers. The one thing that's wrong is to name those accused without naming the accusers, because that denies absolute due process. So it's crucially important that the information about the accusers come out as well.
Well, actually, the Jewish element was what I wanted to ask you about, because one of the most popular theories within the conspiracy theories about what happened with Jeffrey Epstein is that he was working with the Mossad and that somehow he was perhaps obtaining compromat on very rich and famous people and was, trading that for influence and so on. And
I wish that had been true, because if it had been true, he would have told me that, and I would have used it to get him an even better deal. Remember, the best deal I can. Not only that, but I represented the Mossad several years ago in helping to get some Mossad agents out of Cyprus who had been arrested, and I helped to get them out. I have a very close relationship. I'm not a Mossad member or a spy, but I know the former head of Mossad. I know the current head of Mossad. And I asked them both directly, is there any plausibility to the claim that Epstein was involved in the Mossad? And they laughed. And somebody produced a picture. This was interesting. A picture of Jeffrey Epstein wearing an IDF, Israel Defense Forces shirt. And I saw the picture and I recognized it. I had bought him that shirt for $7.95 in the Shuk, in the place in Jerusalem. He came to Jerusalem one day to visit people, and I took him on a walk and I bought him the shirt. And that proves for $7.95 that he works for the Israeli Defense Forces. People are prepared to make up all kinds of stories. The reason for the Epstein Mossad issue is because Epstein obviously was closely related and friend with Ghislaine Maxwell, and Ghislaine Maxwell's father, Robert Maxwell, may well have had a connection to the Mossad. That's a possibility. But to extrapolate that to Jeffrey Epstein is just, conspiracy theory.
Well, moving from Jewish people to British people, one point you hear made quite a lot at the moment in Britain is that the people who have really been punished in the Epstein saga so far are both British. The Andrew, formerly known as Prince, as he's now called, and of course Ghislaine Maxwell, the daughter of Robert Maxwell. Do you think that's because they are not British? Do you think there's some connection there, that's why they have suffered legally?
No, I don't think so. My own view is that Ghislaine Maxwell the sentence is way excessive to what she's actually serving Jeffrey Epstein's sentence. If Jeffrey Epstein were alive, he'd have gotten 20 years. Probably she wouldn't have been prosecuted. Probably she would have appeared as a witness in the case. And as far as the prince is concerned, the former prince, his lawyers made a dreadful mistake by agreeing to pay money to the accuser. I think that he could have won the case. I've said this publicly, had he fought it. But I think his mother wanted very much for there not to be a public trial. And so we'll see. There's a lot of gray areas here rather than pure black and white areas. And so people have to look at it in the whole entire context, and they can't because everything hasn't been produced. So I'm still, from day one, the first day that I was accused, the first thing I said is produce everything. I waive all my rights to privacy. I waive my lawyer confidentiality, as any innocent person should do in a context like this. And I'm still waiting for all the information to come out, but it hasn't.
Another theory that you hear is that Trump is at some point going to pardon Ghislaine Maxwell. What do you make of that?
I hope he does. I think that she has gotten too long a sentence, either pardon or commutation. But I don't know whether he will or not. I can't get into the mind of him. I know he knows her, and she's a very nice person and very likable. And if he considered the whole case, I think he'd see that the sentence was way in excess of what she would have gotten had Epstein remained alive. But different people have a different view of that, and they're entitled to their view. And I have no idea whether the president will or won't engage in executive clemency.